Testing, testing. Looks like we're live. And we have sound. Good evening, everybody. Tonight we have our crossover meet with the Centennial High School Cougars. We'll be getting started here in a few short minutes with the national anthem, and then the meet will get underway. This is our last dual meet of the season. And our national anthem. All right, and we'll be getting started here. Up first is going to be event number 1, girls 200-yard medley relay junior varsity. This evening, your Crimson are going to be swimming in lanes 1, 3, and 5. The Centennial Cougars will be swimming in lanes 2, 4, and 6. All right, and into the water, heat 1, or event 1, junior varsity girls 200-yard medley relay. Oh, little false start here. We're gonna get reset And we're off. In lane 1 for Maple Grove, we've got Harper Marsh. In lane 2 for Centennial, Natalie Reuter. In lane 3, Maple Grove, Ava Ronshagen. In lane 4 for Centennial, Baita Uka. In lane 5 for Maple Grove, Evelyn Midgarden. Again, this is the 200-yard medley relay. Lanes 3 and 4 out in front. Diving into the water in lane 3 is going to be Kylie Setterstrom for Maple Grove. In lane 4 for Centennial is Anya Norman. Over in lane 1, that's going to be Elena Dykoff for Maple Grove. And in lane 5, that's Mariah Rankin, Maple Grove. And into the water here for Centennial. Their third swimmer is going to be Elena Thompson. For Maple Grove in lane 3, that's Alyssa Pearson. Over in lane 1, it's going to be Summer Glover diving into the water for the butterfly. And in lane 5, Macy Noble for Maple Grove swimming butterfly. Up in lane 2 for Centennial, that's Nora Akpin diving in for the breaststroke leg for Centennial. Lanes 3 and 4 still battling it out here in this first event. Looks like Alyssa has built a body length lead heading into the anchor leg. She's going to pass it off to Jordan Freeman. And for Centennial, their anchor, Brielle Reynolds. Coming into the wall there in lane 5 is Macy Noble. She's going to pass it off to Bella Anderson for the freestyle. Over in lane 1, Summer Glover is passing it off to Mallory Benson. And it looks like Maple Grove is going to touch first here in this heat. Lane 3, finished with a time of 2:25.17. Centennial will touch second. Diving into the water here for Centennial in their third leg in lane 2 is going to be... I don't have a name, I apologize. Lane 1 touches third, lane 5 touches fourth. And into the water for Centennial for their anchor leg in lane 2 is going to be Cordelia Schultz. Everybody giving her a round of applause as she comes into the wall to finish up that first event. Nice swim, girls. Up next is going to be event number 2, the girls 200-yard medley relay varsity heat. Again, Maple Grove is going to be in lanes 1, 3, and 5. One is going to be on the far left side of your viewing screen. 6 on the far right side of your viewing screen. Looks like we might have a little slight issue with this at the scorer's table that they're gonna try and get taken care of here. Swimmers getting into the water here for your 200-yard medley relay varsity heat. Over in lane 1 for Maple Grove is Brielle Caldor. In lane 2 for Centennial, Clara Zabel. Lane 3 for Maple Grove, Libby Bacher. Lane 4 for Centennial, Jaden Rugsberger. Lane 5 for Maple Grove, Mia Johnson. And in lane 6 for Centennial, Maddie Ullman. Libby's out to a lead in lane 3 there for Maple Grove. She's going to pass it off to Kaya Flaherty in the breaststroke leg. For Centennial in lane 4, it's going to be Laura Zabel. Over in lane 2 for Centennial is going to be Graciana Lattimore. Lane 5 for Maple Grove, Genevieve Cadwell. Lane 1 for Maple Grove, Genevieve Moss. And in lane 6 for Centennial, McKenna Storm. Maple Grove with a slight lead here in this breaststroke leg as Kaya comes into the wall. She's going to pass it off to Madeline Hetland for the butterfly. For Centennial, it's going to be Abigail Stang swimming butterfly, lane 4. Over in lane 2 for Centennial is going to be Nadia Schubauer. Lane 5 for Maple Grove, Lila Abuyad. Lane 1 for Maple Grove is going to be Kana Gadke. And in lane 6 for Centennial, Zoe Ford. Madeline built about another body and half length lead. She'll pass it off to Morgan Thompson for the freestyle leg. For Centennial, that's going to be Brooke Halverson in lane 4. Looks like Maple Grove is taking over third place here in lane 5. That's going to be Charlotte Woods diving into the water for the anchor leg. For Centennial, it's going to be Lily Gouliad. Over in lane 1 for Maple Grove, Evelyn Nelson. And in lane 6 for Centennial, Lily Hun. Maple Grove touches first in lane 3. Centennial second. Looks like Maple Grove will touch third here over in lane 5. Centennial will touch fourth over in lane 2. Maple Grove fifth in lane 1. And Centennial sixth. Good race for your Crimson as they take first and third overall. Up next is going to be event number 3, the girls 200-yard freestyle junior varsity. And into the water in lane 1, we've got Jaden Williams, Maple Grove. Lane 2, Samantha Doherty, Centennial. Lane 3, Olivia Plude, Maple Grove. Lane 4, Emily Quayle, Centennial. Lane 5, Tanya Sai, Maple Grove. And in lane 6, Faye Tufa, Centennial. .200-yard freestyle, 8 lengths of the pool. on our third length right now. That's Olivia Prude out in front. She's followed by Jaden Williams over in lane 1. Again, that's Olivia Prude. She makes her way into the turn for her final 50 over in lane 3. Over in lane 1, that's Jaden Williams. She's going to be coming into her final 50 here shortly. And as Olivia comes in for the finish, she'll touch the wall, 2:26.04. Jaden Williams coming in for the finish over in lane 1. She's going to touch second. She'll touch in a time of 2:39.12. Looks like your Centennial swimmers are going to be touching third and fourth. And that's Tanya Sai making her final turn for her final length. Lane 5. Centennial will touch fifth there in lane 6. As Tanya comes in to finish off this JV heat. Good finish. Up next is going to be event number 4, the girls' 200-yard freestyle varsity heat. Another pause in action. Got an issue with one of the starting blocks. And into the water here, event 4, girls 200-yard freestyle relay varsity, 200-yard freestyle varsity heat. In lane 1, we've got Sophie Nelson for Maple Grove. Lane 2 for Centennial, Maddie Ullman. In lane 3 for Maple Grove, Molly Carlson. Lane 4, Centennial, Nicole Kammer. Lane 5 for Maple Grove, Clara Hughes. And in lane 6 for Centennial, Anime Anderson. Molly Carlson out to the quick lead. She's followed closely by Nicole Campbell of Centennial and Clara Hughes, Maple Grove. They come in at the 100 mark. Looks like your Maple Grove swimmers are turning 1, 2, and 3. That's Molly Carlson in lane 3. Sophie Nelson over in lane 1. And Clara Hughes in lane 5. We turn for our final 50. Your Maple Grove swimmers continue to hold first, second, and third, distancing themselves a little bit from the Centennial swimmer in lane 4. It's going to be a tight race for first here between Sophie, Molly, and Clara. Looks like Clara might have the slight edge here heading into the final length as each swimmer kicks it in. They come inside the flags. It does look like Clara Hughes will touch first over in lane 5. She'll be followed by Sophie Nelson in lane 1 and Molly Carlson in lane 3. Nice swim, Crimson. Taking first, second, and third in that varsity heat. As we finish up that race, up next is going to be event number 5, the girls 200-yard IM junior varsity. And into the water here for your junior varsity 200-yard IM. Lane 1 is going to be Lillian Stevens, Maple Grove. Lane 2, Kira Cottle, Centennial. Lane 3, Olivia Bansaw for Maple Grove. Lane 5, Alyssa Pearson for Maple Grove. Alyssa Pearson out to the quick lead after the butterfly leg. She'll be followed there by Olivia Bansoff in lane 3. And Lillian Stevens turning over in lane 1. Alyssa Pearson still holding the lead here after the backstroke leg, turning into the breaststroke. Olivia Bansoff holding second place. And Lillian Stevens in a tight race with Kira Cottle for Centennial. After the breaststroke leg, Alyssa Pearson still holds the lead. She heads into the freestyle. That's Olivia Bansoff turning for her final 50. And Lillian Stevens over in lane 1. She'll be turning here slightly behind Kiera Cottle of Centennial. See if she can catch her on this freestyle leg. But Alyssa Pearson coming into the wall with a strong swim here. She'll touch at a time of 2:46.95. Olivia Bansoff coming into the wall. Let's see if she can touch under 3 minutes here. She does, 2:57.92. That's Centennial in lane 2 coming in for the finish. And Lillian Stevens. She'll touch at a time of 3:21.95. Up next is going to be event number 6, the girls 200-yard IM varsity heat. Over in lane 1 for Maple Grove, Chloe Niedzilski. Lane 2 for Centennial, Lauren Cager. Lane 3, Maple Grove, Molly Minning. Lane 4 for Centennial, Sophia Wynn. Lane 5 for Maple Grove, Allie Kellner. And in lane 6 for Centennial, Nadia Schubauer. Sophia Wynn for Centennial out in front after the 50 butterfly. The Maple Grove swimmers are in a tight battle for second and third. That's lanes 3, Molly Menning. Lane 5, Allie Kellner. Sophia Wynn making the turn to the breaststroke for Centennial. Again, Molly Menning, lane 3. Allie Kellner, lane 5. See what they have here in the breaststroke leg. They're battling Lauren Cager of Centennial over in lane 2. And Chloe Niedzilski over in lane 1. She's got a strong breaststroke, so keep an eye on her. Sophia Wynn for Centennial makes the turn for the 50 free. Looks like Molly Menning and Lauren Cager of Centennial are going to turn about the same time. Chloe and Allie will turn at the same time. See who has got the most left here for the final 50. Looks like Molly Menning has a slight lead here on Centennial over in lane 2 as they head into this final length. Chloe and Allie digging in here as well. And Molly Menning will touch second, time of 2:31.17. Centennial third. It's going to be Allie Kellner touching fourth, time of 2:35.80. Chloe Niedzilski touching fifth, time of 2:36.02. And Nadia Schubauer for Centennial coming into the finish over in lane 6. Up next is going to be event number 7, the girls 50-yard freestyle junior varsity. Up first is going to be a Centennial heat, it appears. In lane 2, Emily Hop. Lane 3, Nora Ekpen. Lane 6, sorry, that's lane 4. Lane 6 is Natalie Reuter. Again, this is all Centennial swimmers in this junior varsity 50 freestyle heat. That's Nora Akpen, touching a time of 38:36. Emily Hop, time did not register at her finish. And we've got Natalie Reuter in lane 6. And she brings it into the finish here. And you'll hear the applause. Good swim, girls. Up next is going to be a heat number 2 of the junior varsity 50 freestyle. This will be a combined Maple Grove Centennial heat. I think we're ready here now. As the swimmers take the blocks. Over in lane 1, that's going to be Mallory Benson, Maple Grove. Lane 2, Brielle Reynolds, Centennial. Lane 3, Brielle Caldor, Maple Grove. Lane 4, Elena Thompson, Centennial. Lane 5, Lillian Peterson, Maple Grove. And in lane 6 for Centennial, Emily Friedman. Looks like we got Mallory Benson over in lane 1 with a strong start to this race. She's trying to hold off the rest of the field. She's going to be followed by Lillian Peterson over in lane 5, it looks like. And that's how they finish. Mallory Benson touching a time of 29:93 over in lane 1. Lane 5, that's Lillian Peterson from Maple Grove. She'll touch at a time of 30.12. And your third Maple Grove swimmer, Brielle Caldor, lane 3, touches 4, time of 31:45. Up next is going to be event number 8, the girls 50-yard freestyle varsity heat. Your last event before diving here. Fastest race of the evening. Into the water. Over in lane 1, we've got Ella Meisner, Maple Grove. Lane 2, Lily Gouliad, Centennial. Lane 3, Heidi Buchanan, Maple Grove. Lane 4, Jaden Rugseger, Centennial. Lane 5, Lauren Herons, Maple Grove. And in lane 6, Graciana Lattimore, Centennial. Looks like Jaden of Centennial in lane 4 is going to take this race. She's going to be followed by your Crimson Swimmers, taking second, third, and fourth. Taking second is Heidi Buchanan over in lane 3, touching in a time of 27:56. Ella Meisner, lane 1, 27:81. She'll touch third. And Lauren Herons Time of 28:33. She'll touch fourth. That'll be it for swimming now as we head into the diving portion of the meet before we resume with the last half of the swimming portion. And I don't have the diver names for Centennial, so we'll probably take a break from announcing the diving. Or maybe I'll stay on. I'll announce the Maple Grove swimmers and their scores, but I won't announce the Centennial diving scores because I don't have their names. We'll be back in a little bit after they finish warming up. Updating the scores quick for everybody. At this point in the meet, looks like your Crimson hold a 39-23 lead over the Centennial Cougars. Again, divers are getting warmed up here. We'll be back in a little bit once they get started to at least announce your Crimson divers, and hopefully we can see the scores as they hold those up. All right, up first. Is Maple Grove. 555. Sorry, I missed the name on the first diver. We'll catch it the next time around. Centennial diver. 554.5. Maya Johnson for Maple Grove. Five and a half, 6. Centennial diver. Five and a half, 5.5. Adelaide Ness for Maple Grove. Five and a half, 5. Five and a half, 6 for Centennial diver. I believe this is Meg O'Leary. Six, 5.5. Centennial. Five and a half, 5. Centennial again. Five and a half, 5. Ellis Landry for Maple Grove is up next. Five and a half, 7. Centennial. Six and a half, 6.5. Ellie Caruth for Maple Grove. 4 and a half, 4 and a half, 5. Second round, Julia Marlin, Maple Grove. Four, 4, 4. Up next, Centennial. Four, 4, 4. Maya Johnson for Maple Grove up next. Three and a half, 4, 4. Centennial up next. Four and a half, 4 and a half, 4. Adelaide Ness for Maple Grove is up next. Six and a half, 7, 5 and a half. Centennial. Four and a half, 4 and a half, 5. Meg O'Leary for Maple Grove. Four, 4 and a half, 5. Centennial's up next. Four and a half, 4, 4. Centennial up again. Six, 5 and a half, 5. Ellis Landry. Four and a half, 4 and a half, 5. Centennial. 6.5, 6.5, 5.5. Ellie Caruth for Maple Grove. Final dive of second round. Four and a half, 5. Round 3. Julia Marlin gets us started. Maple Grove diver. Nice dive. 5.5, 5.5, 5. Up next is Centennial. Five, 5.5, 5.5. Maya Johnson for Maple Grove up next. Four and a half, 5, 4. Centennial up next. Four, 4.5. Adelaide Ness up next for your Crimson for her round 3 dive. Five, 5. Centennial up next. Five, 5.5. Meg Leary for your Crimson with her third round dive up next. Four, 4.5, 4.5. Centennial diver up next. Five, 5. Centennial up again. Four, 4.5. Up next for your Crimson, Ellis Landry with her round 3 dive. 5, 5, 5.5. The Centennial diver up next. Five and a half, 5.5, 5.5. Ellie Caruth for Maple Grove up next with the final dive of round 3. Six, 5.5. Starting out round 4, Julia Marlin for your Crimson. Five and a half, 5.5, 5. Centennial diver up next. Five and a half, 5, 5. Maya Johnson for your Crimson with her round 4 dive. Five and a half, 5.5, 6. Centennial diver up next. Three and a half, 3.5, 4.5. Adelaide Ness for your Crimson with her round 4 dive. Five and a half, 6, 5. Centennial up next. Five and a half, 5, 5. Meg O'Leary for your Maple Grove Crimson with her round 4 dive. Four and a half, 4.5, 5. Centennial diver next. Five and a half, 5.5, 5. Centennial diver up next again. 4.5, 5, 5. Ellis Landry for your Crimson. Five, 5. Centennial diver up next. Five, 5.5, 5. Ellie Caruth for Maple Grove. Final dive of round 4. Four, 5. Beginning of round 5 for diving. We got Julia Marlin for your Crimson up first. Five, 4.5. Centennial diver up next. Four and a half. Maya Johnson is up next for your Crimson, her round 5 dive. Four and a half, 5. Centennial dive up next. Five, 5.5, 5. Adelaide Ness for Maple Grove with her round 5 dive. Five, 4.5, 4.5. Centennial. Four and a half, 5. Meg O'Leary for your Crimson with her round 5 dive. Four and a half, 4, 5. Centennial up next. 5.5, 5.5, 5. Centennial up again. Five and a half, 5.5, 5. Ellis Landry for Maple Grove. Four and a half, 5, 5. Centennial up next. Seven, 7.5, 5.5. Ellie Caruth for Maple Grove. Four and a half, 5. Beginning the last round of diving, we've got Julia Marlin for Maple Grove. Five, 5, 5. Centennial dive up next. Four and a half, 5.5, 5. Maya Johnson for your Crimson with her final dive. Five, 4.5, 5. Centennial diver up next. Four and a half, 5. Adelaide Ness for Maple Grove. Four and a half, 5. Centennial diver next. Four, 3.5, 4.5. Meg O'Leary for your Crimson with her final dive. 4, 4.5, 4.5. Centennial. Four and a half, 4.5, 5.5. Centennial up again. Five, 5.5, 5. Ellis Landry for Maple Grove. Five and a half, 6, 5.5. Centennial, final diver. Five, 6, 6. And our final dive of the evening, we have Ellie Caruth for Maple Grove. Five and a half, 5.5, 5.5. And that'll conclude our diving for the evening. We will take a short break again while the swimmers warm up for the second half of the swim portion. When we come back, we'll try to have the scores updated as well once we hear the results from diving. Apologize, I was late back to the microphone here. That was your girls 100-yard butterfly junior varsity heat. Claire Grimsheet over in lane 1, Mallory Benson in lane 3, and Genevieve Moss in lane 5 for your Crimson. Up next is going to be event number 12, girls 100-yard butterfly varsity heat. And in lane 1, we've got Evelyn Nelson from Maple Grove. Lane 2, Nadia Schubauer, Centennial. Lane 3, Clara Hughes, Maple Grove. Lane 4, Lauren Cager, Centennial. Lane 5, Molly Menning, Maple Grove. Lane 6, Zoe Ford, Centennial. 100-yard butterfly. Crimson again in lanes 1 on the far left, 3 and 5. Centennial in lanes 2, 4, and 6 on the far right. Pretty tight race here between lanes 3 and 4. That's Clara Hughes from Maple Grove against Lauren Cager of Centennial. Your Crimson appear to be in 3rd and 4th as well, with Molly Menning in lane 5, Evelyn Nelson lane 1. And Clara Hughes making a push here at the finish. Looks like she's going to come into the wall and touch first, and she will. Time of 1:07.47. Centennial will take second. Then Molly Menning will touch third, 1:10.64. Evelyn Nelson will touch fourth, time of 1:12.79. So your Crimson Swimmers will take first, third, and fourth in this event. And we'll try to get an updated score here shortly. Up next is going to be event number 13, the girls 100-yard freestyle junior varsity. There'll be 2 heats of junior varsity here, I believe. And we did get an updated score, I noticed. Maple Grove 43, Centennial 35 after diving. This is an all Centennial heat here. In lane 2, we've got Cordelia Schultz, Centennial. Lane 4, Nora Ekpen, Centennial. And in lane 6, Emily Friedman, Centennial. Again, this is your 100-yard freestyle. 4 lengths of the pool for your junior varsity swimmers here. Looks like Emily Friedman in lane 6. It's going to take this junior varsity heat. She'll be followed by her teammate Nora Akpan in lane 4. And Cordelia Schultz over in lane 2. Up next is going to be Heat 2 of your junior varsity 100-yard freestyle. And in lane 1, we've got Elena Dykoff from Maple Grove. Lane 2, last name Cogger for Centennial. Lane 3, Jordan Freeman, Maple Grove. Lane 4, Elena Thompson, Centennial. Lane 5, Kylie Sutterstrom, Maple Grove. And in lane 6, Emily Quayle, Centennial. 100-yard freestyle. Looks like Jordan Freeman is out to a quick lead here. She's swimming in lane 3. She's followed by her teammate in lane 5, Kylie Sutterstrom. And Elena Dykoff is in a battle for third place with 2 other Centennial swimmers. But it's Jordan Freeman coming into the finish here as she makes her way inside the flags there in lane 3. She'll touch the wall first, finishing time of 1:06.49. Her teammate Kylie Sutterstrom, lane 5, she'll touch the wall. Soft touch there, so we don't have an official time on the board, but she did touch second. Over in lane 1, that's Elena Dykoff. She'll touch third, time of 1:18.50. Up next is going to be event number 14, girls 100-yard freestyle varsity heat. And into the water we have in lane 1, Lauren Herons for Maple Grove. Lane 2, Lily Hun for Centennial. Lane 3, Heidi Buchanan, Maple Grove. Lane 4, Abigail Stang, Centennial. Lane 5, Molly Carlson, Maple Grove. And in lane 6, Graciana Lattimore, Centennial. It's Heidi Buchanan in lane 3 out to a quick lead. She'll be followed closely by Molly Carlson in lane 5. And Lauren Herons over in lane 1. It's your Crimson Swimmers turn first, second, and third right now. Lauren Herons in a tight battle for third place with Centennial swimmer in lane 4. That's Abigail Stang. But Heidi Buchanan still holds a slight edge right now over Molly Carlson as they turn for the finish here. And it does look like your Crimson Swimmers will touch first and second. It's just a matter of who touches first. Looks like it's Heidi Buchanan touching a time of 59.58, breaking a minute. Good job, Heidi. And over in lane 5, Molly Carlson touching a time of 1 minute, .19, just over that minute mark. Lane 1, Lauren Herons. She'll touch fourth for your Crimson, 1:03.46. Good swim for your Crimson girls. Up next is going to be event 15, the girls 500-yard freestyle junior varsity heat. And into the water for your Crimson in lane 1 is Kara Adams. In lane 2 for Centennial, Anime Anderson. Lane 3 for your Crimson, Ava Ronshagen. Lane 5 for the Maple Grove Crimson, Evelyn Midgarden. And in lane 6 for Centennial, Delaney Lindsay. Again, this is your 500-yard freestyle. As you can see on the screen, 20 lengths of the pool. True test of endurance here at this distance. While we have this 500 going on, we will try to update our score here for the meet through event number 14, the 100-yard freestyle. Looks like we have an updated score of your Maple Grove Crimson leading by the score of 66-44. Here in the pool, we've got Ava Ronshagen with a slight lead right now, swimming pretty tight with Anna Mae Anderson of Centennial there in lane 2. They're followed by Kara Adams over in lane 1. Delaney Lindsay of Centennial over in lane 6 is swimming in the 4th position. And then Evelyn Midgarden here in lane 5 as she turns for the other end of the pool. As Ava comes into the wall here, we're at the midway point of the 500. 10 lengths down, 10 to go. She's still holding almost a body length lead over Anna Mae Anderson of Centennial. Kara Adams reaches the halfway point as she turns at the other end there. And Evelyn Midgarden has reached the halfway point now. Ava Ronshagen holding a comfortable lead at this point. She makes her turn here at the other end of the pool. She will have a 100 left, 4 lengths of the pool. And Kara Adams for your Crimson over in lane 1 on the far left side of the screen. She turns with 100 yards left to go as well. As Ava comes into the wall here, you'll hear the bell ring. That tells you she's got 50 yards to go. She kicks it into high gear there. As she turns for her final length. Kara Adams turning for her final 50. And Evelyn Midgarden. I believe she's got 100 yards to go now. But Ava Renshagen takes this first heat. She'll finish at a time of 6:44.63. Nice swim for Ava. Kara Adams makes the turn here for her final length of this race. Kara is going to touch third in time of 7:15.97. And we've got Evelyn Midgarden here, lane 5, as she makes her turn at the other end of the pool. She'll have 50 yards left to go. And Evelyn makes the turn for the final length. Centennial swimmer in lane 6, Delaney Linzer, will touch in 4th. And Evelyn, as she comes in with a strong finish, she'll touch at a time of 8:12.34. Nice swim, ladies. Up next is going to be event number 16, the girls' 500-yard freestyle varsity heat. And into the water, in lane 1. We have Allie Kellner from Maple Grove. Lane 2, Clara Zabel, Centennial. Lane 3, Sophie Nelson, Maple Grove. Lane 4, Nicole Kammer, Centennial. Lane 5, Kana Gadke, Maple Grove. And in lane 6, McKenna Stone, Centennial. Pretty tightly bunched together here, lanes 1 through 5. Your Centennial swimmers are holding 1st and 2nd at the moment, with Maple Grove holding 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But it's a long race. We'll see how this begins to unfold. Looks like Sophie Nelson is hanging right in there with the 2 Centennial swimmers. After 100 yards, looks like Sophie Nelson and Nicole Kammer, lanes 4 and 5, your lead swimmers there, turning roughly at the same time. Sophie with the slight lead. Allie and Kana. Allie in lane 1, Kana in lane 5. Holding about the same position. That's Sophie Nelson. She's got about a body length lead now after that turn. Sophie looking strong as she holds her pace. Her lead building a little more as she comes in at the 200-yard mark. She's holding about 35-second splits on her 50s at the moment. Allie Kellner and Kana Gadke still turning right about the same time. They're holding splits of 37 to 38 seconds. Sophie Nelson at the halfway point as she turns here. Again, splitting 35-72. Allie Kellner, Kana Gadke, again, both splitting right around 38 seconds for their 50s. Sophie Nelson turning at the other end of the pool with 200 yards left to go. Splitting again 35.56 exactly. And Centennial swimmers splitting about 37 to 38. And same with your Maple Grove swimmers in lane 1 and 5. That's Allie Kellner, lane 1, Kana Gadke, lane 5. Allie Nelson trying to hang on to the feet there of the Centennial swimmer in lane 2. Sophie Nelson picking up this pace a little bit, 34.70 with that split. And she's urged on to pick up the pace a little bit if she can. She kicks it in. She comes into the wall. She'll have about 100 left to go, I believe. And splitting 34.23, getting faster here as the race moves on. It's tough to do, folks, in the 500 freestyle. True test of endurance, as I said before. Your Centennial swimmers are currently sitting in second and third. Maple Grove swimmers, Allie Kellner, lane 1, Kana Gadke, lane 5. Both splitting about 38.5 for Allie Nelson, 38.9 for Kana. And as Sophie Nelson comes in for her turn, you can hear the bell for her final 50. She split 35.30 there on that 50. Let's see what she has left for the final 50. Your Centennial swimmers still holding position in second and third. They're followed by Maple Grove, lanes 1 and 5. Allie Kellner, lane 1. Kana Gadke, lane 5. Turning just about the same time. It'll be a race between those two. Sophie Nelson finishing time of 5:48.17. Good finish for Sophie. Allie Kellner turning, Kana Gadke turning as well for their final length. And Centennial swimmer lane 4 will touch second, lane 2, third. It appears to be Allie Kellner over in lane 1 will touch fourth, time of 6:14.73. Kana Gadke will touch fifth, time of 6:15.60. Centennial swimmer here, McKenna Storm. Lane 6. As she comes in for the final length. As she finishes off that race. Good swim, girls. Up next is going to be event 17, the girls 200-yard freestyle relay, junior varsity heat first. To the water. Over in lane 1 for Maple Grove, that's going to be Madison Tanner. Lane 2 for Centennial, Kira Cottle. Lane 3 for Maple Grove, Olivia Bansa. Lane 4 for Centennial, Cogger. Lane 5, Maple Grove, Ava Reinstragen. Looks like your Crimson in lane 3 and lane 5 are out to a quick lead. That's Olivia Bansa off lane 3. She's going to pass it off to Claire Grimsheed. And Ava passes it off to Mariah Rankin, lane 5. Over in lane 1, Madison Tanner passes it off to Tanya Sai for Maple Grove. In lane 4 for Centennial, that's Samantha Doherty. And in lane 2 for Centennial, that's Emily Friedman. But it's a race at the moment between your Crimson relay teams in lanes 3 and lane 5. Claire Grimsheed in lane 3, she's going to pass it off to Macy Noble here in a second. While Mariah Rankin over in lane 5 is going to pass it off to Lillian Peterson. That's Macy diving into the water there, followed by Lillian Peterson. Lane 4 of Centennial, that's Delaney Linzer. Lane 1, Sonia Ty passes it off to Lillian Stevens. This is your third leg of this 200-yard freestyle relay. Macy Noble opening up a bit of a lead here as she's going to bring it in and pass it off to Jordan Freeman in lane 3. Lillian Peterson is going to pass it off to Alyssa Pearson there in lane 5 as she dives into the water. Lane 4 for Centennial is going to be Brielle Reynolds entering her relay team. In lane 1, Maple Grove's Lillian Stevens is going to pass it up to Jade Williams. They're in a tight battle with lane 2. That's going to be Fayu Tufa of Centennial. Coming into the wall here, we've got Jordan Freeman in lane 3. She's inside the flags, touches first. Time 2:07.10. Alyssa Pearson for your Crimson in lane 5. She'll finish for her team. She did not have an accurate time in that one. Centennial will touch third in lane 4. And Jaden Williams over in lane 1 with a good finish. For her team, time of 2:26.20, they'll touch fourth. Up next is going to be event number 18, the girls 200-yard freestyle relay varsity. And into the water here in lane 1 for Maple Grove, Brielle Caldor. In lane 2 for Centennial, Lily Giulio. In lane 3 for Maple Grove, Charlotte Woods. Lane 4, Centennial, Jaden Ribziger. Lane 5, Maple Grove, Ella Meisner. Lane 6, Centennial, McKenna Stone. Charlotte Woods in lane 3 out to a quick lead. She's coming in, she's going to pass it off to Kaya Flaherty. Lane 4 for Centennial, that's going to be Brooke Halverson diving into the water. Lane 5 for Maple Grove, Genevieve Cadwell. Over in lane 1 for Maple Grove, Claire Hughes dives into the water. In lane 2 for Centennial, Abigail Stan. In lane 6 for Centennial, Zoe Ford. Your Crimson holding a comfortable lead here as Kaya builds on the lead that Charlotte had. She's coming into the wall. She's going to pass it off to Morgan Thompson as your third leg of this relay. Centennial lane 4, they're going to be diving into the water here in second. That's going to be Sophia Wynn into the water. Lane 2, that's Nicole Kammer for Centennial. Lane 5, Madeline Hetland, Maple Grove. Lane 1, Evelyn Nelson for Maple Grove. And in lane 6, Lily Hun for Centennial. But Morgan Thompson holding a comfortable lead here for your Crimson. She's going to come into the wall and pass it off to Libby Bacher as Libby dives into the water. Sophia Wynn is going to pass it off to Lauren Cager for Centennial. Lane 5, that's going to be Mia Johnson for your Crimson. Lane 2, it's Laura Zabel for Centennial. Lane 1, Chloe Niedzilski for Maple Grove. Lane 6 is going to be Clara Zabel for Centennial. As Libby Bacher in lane 3 for your Crimson comes into the wall to finish. Touching in a time of 1:42.47, that's going to be your first place finish there. Centennial touches in a time of 1:50.06, will take second. Your Crimson will take third here in lane 5. They'll touch in a time of 1:55.74. Lane 1, Maple Grove will touch in a time of 1:59. 1:59.24. Don't mind the positions on the scoreboard. Looks like we had an early touch in lane 2. Up next is going to be the 100-yard backstroke. That's going to be event 19. This part of the meet always seems to go by super quick. We got the 100-yard backstroke, the 100-yard breaststroke, and then the 400 freestyle relay to finish off the meet. But again, up next is event number 19, the 100-yard backstroke junior varsity heat first. Over in lane 1 is going to be Harper Marsh for Maple Grove. Lane 3, Kara Adams, Maple Grove. Lane 4, Anya Norman, Centennial. Lane 5, Summer Glover for Maple Grove. And in lane 6, Samantha Doherty for Centennial. 100-yard backstroke here. The Centennial swimmers out to a quick lead here in lanes 4 and 6. Followed closely behind by Crimson. Lanes 3 and 5, as well as lane 1. Again, that's Harper Marshkin, lane 1, Kara Adams, lane 3, Summer Glover, lane 5. As they come into the wall with 1:50 to go. The Centennial swimmers still holding about a body length lead here on your Crimson. Summer Glover returns for her final length, as well as Kara Adams, and Harper Marsh over in lane 1. Centennial is going to touch first here in this junior varsity heat of the 100-yard backstroke. Again, that's Anya Norman of Centennial in lane 4. Samantha Doherty, lane 6. For your Crimson, it's going to be Summer Glover touching third, time of 1:29.85. Closely behind her is Kara Adams in lane 3, 1:29.95. And Harper Marsh over in lane 1, 1:32.56. Up next is going to be event number 20, the girls 100-yard backstroke varsity heat. In lane 1 for Maple Grove is Lila Abuwayed. Lane 2, Jaden Rugseger, Centennial. Lane 3, Olivia Plude, Maple Grove. Lane 4, Brooke Halverson, Centennial. Lane 5, Mia Johnson, Maple Grove. And lane 6, Sophia Wynn, Centennial. Your Centennial Cougars out to a quick start here, lanes 2 and 6. Holding first and second. Your Crimson in a battle for third, all three of them. Again, that's Lila, lane 1, Olivia, 3, Mia, 5. Out in the lead looks to be Sophia Wynn of Centennial over here in lane 6 on the right-hand side. She's followed closely by Jaden Rugseger, lane 2. Let's see if your Crimson can fight it out here for third. We got Olivia lane 3, Mia lane 5, Lila lane 1. It's going to be a tight finish here as we come inside the flags. But it looks like your Centennial Cougars do touch third as well. So Centennial takes 1, 2, 3. Your Crimson, that's Olivia Plood taking fourth, time of 1:10.40. Lila Abuwayed taking fifth, 1:10.67. Mia Johnson, 1:11.08. Up next is going to be event number 21, the girls 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity. See if we can get an updated score here for everybody. While we wait for the score to update, into the water we've got Macy Noble for Maple Grove in lane 1. In lane 2 for Centennial, Faye Tufa. Lane 3 for Maple Grove, Lillian Peterson. Lane 5, Maple Grove, Mariah Rankin. And lane 6 for Centennial, Fayit Uka. Again, this is your 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity heat. Lillian Peterson out to a quick lead here. She's going to be followed closely by Macy Noble over in lane 1. Mariah Rankin in lane 5. She's in a tight race with the Centennial swimmer in lane 6 there as they turn about the same time. And Lillian Peterson still holding the lead as she makes the turn for home. She will touch the wall first. Time of 1:31.50. That's Macy Noble touching second over in lane 1. Time of 1:33.96. And Mariah Rankin will touch fourth, time of 1:41.81. Good swim, girls. Looks like we have an updated score of your Crimson leading by the score of 88-68 over the Centennial Cougars. I believe that is through the 200-yard freestyle relay, but actually that might be through the backstroke. Up next is going to be event number 22, the girls 100-yard breaststroke varsity heat, your final individual varsity event. In lane 1, we've got Ella Meisner for Maple Grove. In lane 2, Lily Gouliad of Centennial. Lane 3, Kaya Flaherty of Maple Grove. Lane 4, Laura Zabel, Centennial. Lane 5, Genevieve Cadwell, Maple Grove. Lane 6, Anya Norman, Centennial. That's Centennial's Laura Zabel out in front here after the first 50. She's going to be followed closely by Kaya Flaherty. Tight race for third between lanes 1, 2, and 5. Looks like Laura Zabel of Centennial holds about a body length lead over Kaya Flaherty. And Centennial will touch first. Kaya Flaherty will touch second, time of 1:20.08. Centennial will touch third. Your Crimson will touch fourth and fifth. In fourth place, that's Genevieve Cadwell over in lane 5, 123.46. Ella Meisner touching fifth time of 124.65. That score does appear to be through the 100-yard backstroke. As we head into the final event of the evening, we've got the event number 23. Final races of the evening. We got event number 23, the girls 400-yard freestyle relay. Junior varsity is up first. Through that 100 breaststroke. We got an updated score here. Looks like it's your Maple Grove Crimson with a score of 95. The Centennial Cougars have a score of 77. So as we head into this final race of the evening, your Crimson hold an 18-point lead. Should have this meet just about wrapped up, but we will continue to finish this off. Again, this is your junior varsity heat here. In lane 1 for Maple Grove, Jaden Williams leading it off. In lane 2 for Centennial, Kiera Cottle. In lane 3 for Maple Grove, Chloe Niedzilski. Lane 4 for Centennial, Lily Hun. Lane 5 for Maple Grove, Lillian Stevens. Lane 6 for Centennial, Nora Akpan. Looks like Chloe Niedzilski is out to a quick lead here in lane 3. She's followed by Jaden Williams over in lane 1. 100-yard freestyle for each swimmer here. As Lillian Stevens comes in and makes the turn for her second 50 of this race. Chloe Niedzilski making the turn for home, followed by Jaden Williams over in lane 1. And Chloe's coming into the wall. She's going to pass it off to Kana Gadke as Kana dives into the water here. And Lillian Stevens makes her turn for home. Jaden Williams finishing up. She's going to pass it off to Kara Adams over in lane 1. For Centennial, that's going to be Anya Norman in lane 4 diving into the water. Lane 2 is going to be Delaney Linzer. Lillian Stevens with a strong finish there in lane 5. She passes it off to Claire Germschied. For Centennial in lane 6, that's Cordelia Schultz. Kana Gadke building a lead there in lane 3. About a full pool length lead now on Centennial over in lane 4 next to her as they make their turn for their second 50. That's Kana making her turn for home. Kara Adams over in lane 1. Looks like she's taking over second place, or she's still holding on to second place for your Crimson. Passing off, Kana is passing it off to Mallory Benson there in lane 3 as Mallory dives into the water. Mallory in her final home meet of her Maple Grove Crimson career. Kara Adams, she's going to pass it off over there in lane 1 to Bella Anderson as she gets ready to dive into the water. There she goes. In lane 4 for Centennial, it's going to be Zoe Ford just going into the water. Lane 5 for your Crimson, Summer Glover. Mallory Benson with a strong first 50. Again, this is her final race of her Maple Grove career in this pool. Sorry, not her final race, but final race at her home pool. Mallory there, lane 3. She's coming in to finish off. She's going to pass it off to Olivia Bansoff for the anchor leg of that relay. Nice swim, Mallory. Over in lane 1, again, we've got Bella Anderson. She's coming in. Finish off her leg of the relay. She's going to pass it off to Elena Dykoff. In lane 5, Summer Glover is coming into the finish as well. She's going to pass it off to Genevieve Moss. Genevieve dives into the water. But it's your Crimson. Olivia Bansoff, lane 3. In the lead. She's on her final 50 right now. Your Crimson in lane 1, holding second place at the moment over Centennial in lane 4. Should be a tight finish here for those two teams. But Olivia Bansoff finishes up here, touches the wall. Time of 4:35.10. Looks like Centennial is holding second place at the moment, lane 4. Again, folks, don't pay attention to the scoreboard. Lane 2 has not completed the race yet, so there is an error in that touchpad. Lane 4 will touch second place for Centennial. And then your Crimson battling out for third. Looks like it's going to be lane 5 will touch third. Lane 1 will touch fourth. Finish it off here for your Crimson in this JV heat. Centennial will touch fifth there in lane 2. And Emily Quayle here over in lane 6 for Centennial. She makes her turn for the final length. Nice job, swimmers. And your final event of the evening, event 24, girls 400-yard freestyle relay varsity. And into the water. In lane 1, we've got Molly Carlson leading us off for your Crimson. In lane 2 for Centennial, it's Clara Zabel. In lane 3 for Maple Grove, Lila Abu-Wayed. In lane 4 for Centennial, Nicole Kammer. Lane 5 for Maple Grove, Heidi Buchanan. And in lane 6 for Centennial, McKenna Stone. Lila Abu-Wayed in lane 3. She's followed by Heidi Buchanan in lane 5 and Molly Carlson over in lane 1. The Crimson relays holding first, second, and third place position at the moment. And as they make the turn for home on this first leg, it is Lila holding a slight edge over Heidi Buchanan in lane 5. Molly Carlson closely behind in lane 1 as Lila passes it off to Morgan Thompson in lane 3. Heidi passes it off to Lauren Herons in lane 5. Molly passes it off to Sophie Nelson in lane 1. For Centennial in lane 4, that's Brooke Halverson. Lane 2, that's Maddie Uhlman. Lane 5, lane 6, Anime Anderson. Your Crimson relays here looking like they're finishing off this meet strong. Holding down first, second, and third place positions. That's Morgan Thompson, lane 3. Lauren Herons, lane 5. Sophie Nelson, lane 1. As Morgan comes into the wall here, finishing up her leg of the race, she's going to pass it off to Charlotte Woods as the third leg of this relay for your Crimson. In lane 5, Lauren Herons is going to pass it off to Allie Kellner. And in lane 1, Sophie Nelson passes it off to Olivia Plood. Into the water for Centennial, lane 4, that's Lauren Cager. Lane 2, that's Nadia Schubauer. Over in lane 6 here, as they come into the wall, Anime Anderson will pass it off to Graciano Lattimore. Charlotte Woods makes her turn for the final 50 of her leg of the race. Looks like Centennial is making a push there in lane 4 with Lauren Cager. Coming up on Allie Kellner of your Crimson in lane 5. Olivia Plude over in lane 1, still hanging on here. Looks like she might be slightly behind lanes 4 and 5. Into the water, lane 3, that's Libby Bacher, as Charlotte finishes her leg of the race. Coming in there, lane 4 for the Centennial Cougars is going to be Sophia Wynn into the water. Lane 5 for your Crimson, Madeline Hetland. Lane 1 for your Crimson, Molly Menning. Lane 2 for Centennial, Laura Zabel, as she dives into the water. Madeline Hetland in a tight race here with lane 4. That's Sophia Wynn of Centennial. This one's going to come down to the finish between lanes 4 and 5 as those swimmers swim very tight together. Madeline with a slightly faster 50. Libby Bacher's coming into the finish there in lane 3 for her relay. Your Crimson will finish first, time of 3:46.79. And into the final length we go. Madeline Hetland trailing Sophia Wynn by less than a body length, less than half a body length. Looks like Sophia is going to touch second for Centennial. Madeline touching third, about a half a second behind, time of 4:05.98. And that is Molly Menning touching fourth for your Crimson, time of 4:12.25. Centennial will touch fifth over there in lane 2. And lane 6, it's Fayette Uka for Centennial, as she comes into the finish, closing out these relays. And that will be the end of the meet here tonight between your Maple Grove Crimson and your Centennial Cougars. As soon as we get the final score, we will report it, but it does appear that your Crimson have pulled out another victory here to close out the season. And through that final event, it is your Crimson with a score of 105. The Centennial Cougars with a final score of 81. And that'll do it. Thank you all for watching. We will see you at the